What that does is it puts the point of the elbow down. This puts makes the elbow more rounded and softer and gentler. This is more nurturing and relaxing, but you might want to go like this and really lean and dig. See, I just move. I'm just using my weight. I'm not going to try to do this, push myself up. I just want to lean into them. So you do this like 5 or 7 times. My lucky number is 7. So I use 7 a lot. In Chinese, you do is 3, 9, 27, 54, numbers like that. Everything that's multiple by 3. And then you just come back down to here. You just work this back. There's 2, 3. It doesn't have to be the same. It could have been 4 going forward. It could be 3. When you get right to where your wrist is here, you just sink down, hang onto this shoulder, and roll, and just drive your elbow. See him sit right up? He liked that, didn't you?
I was starting to go to sleep.
That's a power move. And so after you've done this, then you have to reposition yourself and step to the back here, just like that. Always be comfortable. If you think, boy, that feels uncomfortable, it is uncomfortable. And it's okay to be doing something like this. You know, in class, everybody's trying to like do this and they don't want to disturb the person. You're in here and you're uncomfortable. Reposition yourself and get back to it. They don't know. They appreciate the fact that you've taken the time, because if you give them a good move, they know that. Their body knows that. So you're right back here. You just lock your elbow right to your side here. I've got my thumb right on this point. My hand's not up like this. I'm in full contact.
How'd you get that point out there? How'd you get that wing out there like that? Oh,
when
it's always out there.
Yeah, he sits that way.
Okay.
And when I went like this, I pulled it back and then I'm holding it. Actually, I'm not pulling, I'm just supporting, okay? So then I come to right here, I put my elbow right by my side, find where my feet go, and then I just twist. You just go up one point at a time. You're not looking for any specific point. You're looking for a spot the size of a quarter, and you're using the whole back of your thumb to do it. So you do that however many times you want, 2, 10, you know, I'm a 7 person. Then you come back and open your hand and get it right in here like this. Okay, tiger's mouth, and just turn and shove it right in there. And I'm just sort of turning my whole body. It's like this. Watch, my arms don't move, only my body moves. That way I use my large muscles, okay? Then we come back to here, step out to this side, and rub this. Don't rub it with the shirt.
You can take your shirt off.
No, we don't want him to.
Oh.
We want to rub the skin against the bone, just like we do with the head, okay? So then from here, we want to work the lungs, the heart, and the heart sac. So we're going to reach underneath and pull his arm off. Now a lot of people will keep their arm up. You'll feel it. And don't ever tell them to relax. Don't say relax. Say, pretend like you have no arm. Okay? Don't help me. No? Oh, that's fine. And then now this hand is covering. I use this part right here on this pressure point. And I'm just going to roll this way. Oh, again, pay attention to my arms too. I'm not moving my arms at all. I'm only using my body. I'm sinking back. I'm going forward, sinking back. And you'll feel it. If I pull to, ooh, a nice little adjustment. Oh, good. Always say that. Oh, good. Oh, yeah. And you do.
Hear him creak or something?
You know, pop, shoulder pop. Then you're going to catch like this. Don't grab, catch, and just twist like this. These are real powerful moves. You really want to feel. If you feel any kind of quivering, you just back off, just a taste, and sit there. Now I'm going to pull on this 3 times. Watch if you can notice this. Okay. I'm not going to drop it all the way down. This is economy of motion. I don't need to go 1, 2. I don't have time for that. I don't have an hour. So it's 1, 2, 3. I'll drop all the way down. That's the lungs. Come right up here, and this is another place where you'll have to kind of get it to go, okay? And do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. If a person's had neck surgery or they might have problems, they might choke. It's okay. Just back off and remember you're working meridians. Then you want to drop down. And see, I always have an open hand. Yeah, I've got them covered right here. I'm going to push right up here. Come on this side. Right up here on gallbladder 20, right at the base of the occipitus. And I'm going to push. This is a real powerful move. You got to be really careful. And just sort of twist your body a little bit. You'll feel them start to quiver. They're just about ready to go, ow. Okay? That's why people will tell you, well, it almost hurt, but not quite. Oh, it's just right. Well, that's because, and see, I still haven't even grabbed his hand yet. I'm going to step out this way. I'm going to roll that hand right over into this one. Okay? Now, see how he's got his arm stiff? I need to have that loose. So I'll just wiggle it here. Now I'm going to grab this one, and I don't want to grab like this. Okay? I want to hold. Now I'm going to work his hand. We're going to work his hand sitting up. Okay? And when I work the hand, I can't use both hands like you normally do when they're laying on their stomach. I only have one hand. So I want to reach way up here, right at the very base of the joint here, and I'm going to stir the T. I'm not using my fingers. I'm using my elbow, like this. Big difference from this, isn't there, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I want to go this way. I want to roll that around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm right on the thumb. And I want to work the thumbs back and forth. Now if you see a lot of redness in the joints and stuff, person has arthritis or they told you, don't rub on the joint. It hurts. But you want to stimulate in between. Now your meridians run on the sides of your fingers. So this is what we're doing right here. We're working meridians all the way out. Just kind of loosen that finger up. And then you want to catch it right in the very bottom. The very bottom here, because there's a hollow spot. And so then I can squeeze real hard and just turn my hips like that. And do this and it'll come right off. If I grab it here, it'll hurt and I'll hook.
Yeah.
If I get right into the bottom here, I can squeeze as hard as I want. Ooh, good.
Yeah.
Just as his thumb. He doesn't need to go to the chiropractor. No, he got his shoulder and his thumb already. And see, he's starting to hook up here and lock up. Just do this, okay? And you just reach way in here, and just work that whole hand out. Because that finger starts way up here, you know? And off. And a lot of people will move their fingers for you, you know, it's just normal. Well, you got good action on your fingers here, you know. $40 a pop, that's how, you know. That'll be $3,000. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay, so you just kind of, you kind of got to move around here, but try not to force the grab here. This is stability. If you start needing it, put it out here so that they feel like they have an out. And you just work the fingers out. He has nice big fingers. Working man's hands. Working man's hands likes to be pulled a lot on. Okay, then we're going to take and we're going to work the hand. Just drop your arm. There you go. We're going to take and put our fingers up behind here, this way, that way, this way. We're just going to lock and pull out and push up.
What are you doing on the back of the hand?
Pushing up.
Okay.
Okay. You kind of got to watch so you don't end up doing this. We're working in the hand.
You think that would hurt the back?
Feels good.
Does it?
It hurts a little bit.
Hurts a little bit. He'll probably be sore tomorrow.
Not enough to bother me, but
No.
you know, it's like you said, it's almost pain, but it's
Almost. Drop your arm. Yeah. You get used to the feel. You can always spread your fingers out this way. You could always do more work in here. If he'd had a hard day and he's been really working his hands and they're red, and you know, you can tell. You can do all kinds of stuff. You know, we'll just stretch this hand, take the wrist this way, palm this way, and press right towards the heart. 1, 2. You know, he might want it up a little more. He might want to come up a little bit. See where I got? I'm using my hip. Body's locked. Okay. There's 3. You could do it 7 times. We're not going to do them all because we'd be here all day. See if I keep switching my feet so I get down and pull back.
And that's a good point. You don't have to do them all because
Yeah.
I can look at this video a bunch of times.
Yeah, and figure your own timing out. Okay, so we're just squeezing. Little nice elbow work here. I'm gonna come up. So I always stay with my arms close to my body. I use my weight. Turn it over, then we go down the arm. I get a little more by giving a little twist in there. Okay, come back here, here, here. And then when you get to the shoulder, since he's wearing a shirt, I'll put my arm under him, like this. If he wasn't wearing a shirt, or generally with women, I don't do this. It feels invasive. You can put your hand here, but we're gonna do this. Grab up on the wrist. You wanna come to this side and watch this, Cindy? Okay. I'm gonna support, and I'm gonna twist, watch this. I'm just going to let it slip like that. Here, just like that. And it just kind of pops it. So I'll actually just put a lot of attitude into it, a lot of body English, depends. And I'm working a little harder than I did on the other side. 2, 4, a little faster too.
Yeah, you can
It's okay. Well, I'm not in a hurry. I'm just showing you that these things are all okay. But I'm smooth. I'm not trying to do this. I'm just working this guy. A lot of the guys like to be worked, you know. Women like to be a little more pampered usually. Not always, but on a general 95% of the time. You come in with your elbow. This is a big move here. Okay. And stick your thumb in here. Lock it into your side. It'll take some practice because you'll want to do this at first. And then just stand up and just twist. Oh yeah, this is way better. So Emma was telling me last night, she said, you know, you spent all those years learning martial arts so that now you can be a masseur.
It really
There's something
helps,
to it.
surprisingly
Think
enough.
about it, it makes sense.
It makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
you know. So we're just kind of working that skin together. And here, pretend like you have no arm. Ooh, nice. Hear that? Feel that? There's like gravel in there. Oh. Heart. Pericardium.
Pain.
Right there. See, he just starts to switch and then he goes pain. So you have to develop a sensitivity for that. Okay, I was going to do that.
Doesn't bother us.
Oh, good. Another one.
If you can do that to his back. She's like, be quiet, Cindy.
She's like grinning if you do that to his back.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. If you come out on 5 one hand, 3 on the other, doesn't matter. See, once he gets his back, we're going to see him arching. His back's. See, being the chair's in the way, I have to stand this way. Otherwise, I'd be standing right closer to him like this, but I just can't. So I have to adapt because of the, you know.
A little stool would be good.
Well, yeah, usually my stool doesn't have a back on it, so he would just sit there, his legs would be straight out forward. Bow. We're going up the arm on the inside. We're going to do yang meridians going down. Okay, so I'm going to take and put my whole hand on his head. You go forward just a taste, and then come over, and now you're going to have to stabilize here and pull back and feel the range of motion. They might stop somewhere. They might go, ow, because it's going to, if they got a neck problem, you're going to fix that problem. They're going to love you for it. And you go forward. I'm just rolling his head down. This is kind of a Traeger type of an attitude. I'm not pushing it. I'm just going within the range of motion. Just let, if he stopped right there, I just go there. You know, I don't want to hurt him. We're going to soften him up for the big punch here. We don't want him to know it's coming. And on the, we do that 3 times, so it's 3, and then we come over here, 1, 2, I wasn't counting to start with 3. And then you're going to switch and put your elbow right here, okay? And you can put it up this way. If you want more, you do it like this. And then you're going to push, you're going to pull down with your elbow, down and out, and push with your hand and roll his head just a little bit like this. If you need to be a little softer, you want a little more surface area in there, you do it this way. And you can roll it back and forth like this. You can pull down and out. You can just hold it there and work the head against it. You can hold the head and work here. So there's nothing finite. I mean, it's not, it happens to be this way. But see, for economy of motion, just do them both, okay? And then you're going to hold the head, come right behind him. Nice wide stance. Arm right down here. You're going to pick this up. Now I'm going to move this arm towards the television, and my hand goes towards the camera like this as I exhale. And just hold that for a second. And come to this side. Get hold of triple warmer 15 in the shoulder. Use your hand. Move your feet as you're comfortable. You're never stuck. Remember, I always told you that. You're never stuck on the floor. 1 more. That's 6. There you go. Swing them over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come right into here. Start working that and stretching it out. Come back to here, move, push with your arm, scissors with your arm in your hand, and then slide your hand to this shoulder and push his head forward. Okay, now see how wide my stance is? I gotta move for this. So I move up this way, lock my fingers, and this is the only time you'll see me with my elbows, my arms not by my body. I'm gonna squeeze like this. You do that, 5, 7 times. Then step to the side. I can do the other side, doesn't matter. Support his forehead. I'm going to take my fingers like this, okay? And I'm going to have them right on the side of his neck here. And I'm going to go up and dig in a little bit. 2, 3, move up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. By doing this, it just gives you more surface area to accommodate, balance out between the strength of the thumb. Okay, and then when you get right up here, your fingers will be just about in the right spot, and you'll feel those little hollow spots up here, gallbladder 20. You just take and put your thumb there, and just make a fist like this. Okay, and set it there. And then roll that head onto your fist. Don't push with this. You need to stabilize this because your thumb is a weak joint. So you want to have that right by your hand and balanced right on the shoulder, and then pain. It's all being sore on everybody. And you just roll that. Okay?
Let's see where you've got that. Right on the...
Right up in gallbladder 20. And everybody goes, oh, and they'll sit right up. And it's very painful. It's sweet pain. It goes, oh, that hurts. Oh, that felt good. Oh, yeah. Like that, doesn't it, Jim?
Yeah, when you release it.
Yeah, it feels real good. It feels real good when you quit. It hurts so good. I love it when you quit. Okay? And you do that, and you can do this both ways if you want to. I don't usually do that because it's a time thing, okay? And then we're going to do the other side, so we have to support the head and step to the other side. And get our thumb, you can just find that little spot right in there, okay? Lock your hand in and roll the head onto the thumb. See how my arms are always close to my body? Okay, now if we've done that, I'm going to tip his head forward again. You want to go right up the center, right to the medulla, the bump where the head hooks. You just put your thumb there. You can hold it this way, this way. This isn't a real powerful move. And just kind of push your hands together. Okay? You don't want to just drive into the medulla and dislocate his neck. It could be ugly. Just like that. And then take your hands out wide and do the wider outer parts of the neck coming down this way. And then from here, you're going to lift up with this hand and relax. So his head goes that way. And now my hand comes up. And I do it again. I push forward and back. I scissors. Then I lift and come up to the next spot. Then I scissors forward and back. Okay. Now we got one more in there. And then traction. And I'll show you two ways to do traction. I'm bigger than you, so I do it like this. Okay? Here's the other way to do traction. You just want to make sure not to squish his ears, that your intent is always on your thumbs. You just use your legs to raise up. Now he should be sitting up because you just raised him up. So now we're back to this position. So I want to step to one side. I always step to this side first. I'm going to do, actually I always do this. I'm going to take my thumb right here at this bump here. This is where the thoracics and the cervicals switch. Okay, you know, C7 and then you got T1 here. We're going to work the thorax here, so we want to push in. I'm just going to work right alongside the spine and I'm going to twist into it and push and kind of pull back on the shoulders. If you find a spot that's real sore, just sit on it. Just back off a little bit or let off and come back into it, but not quite as hard, and hold it for like 15 to 18 seconds. Then back off and come in a little bit harder and do that 3 or 4 times and it'll go away. So that's trigger point. See?
How's it feeling?
Yeah, it's painful, but not painful. It's one of those.
Sweet pain.
Yeah.
Hurts good. So normally you just go, you do it like this. You just breathe. Do each one under breath, otherwise you're going to be there all day. Chair massage should take a half an hour.
Yeah.
20 minutes to half an hour, depending. And as you get down like this, don't do this. It's really hard on you. Bend down. And if that's as far as you feel like going, that's where you can stop. You don't have to go all the way down. And then when you get down here, you just take and use the palm of your hand on these muscles here. The erector spinae muscles. And just go down that.
Aren't you afraid of hurting the kidneys when you do that at all?
I'm not pressing that hard. I'm just rolling it down. Like that.
Explain that adhesion.
Adhesions, you get calcium, usually it's calcium, and the little bones in your vertebrates like this, your vertebrates are locked together. Your back can't be out of place, it'll be broken. What happens is they stick. And the best thing you can do for that is get 2 tennis balls and throw them in a sock and roll around on the floor with it. And bend them backwards and bust that loose. That's the cheapest, most effective thing that you can do is 2 tennis balls.
In a sock and then lay on it?
Yeah, you put both of them at the bottom of the sock and tie it so they're right here. That way you've got this dip for the spine. And just roll around. You'll find yourself going all over it. And you go, this is really good. It was just 2 tennis balls. And that way, if you got a game of tennis coming up, you're set. No, they're a little smaller. You need tennis balls. You could use anything you want to. I just use tennis balls.
Like tennis.
Yeah. Okay. And we're just going to kind of hit those. Now we want to stay off the spine when we do this. We're just working the sides. And if you want to do a little more, you can come clear over here and work down. And it's really nice too. This is a tough stool to do on because his legs are so wide. But you can come right down in here and just roll the sacrum under and down. It's a little easier on the right stool because I like to use the palm of my hands. Now we're going to do some real heavy duty stretches here. We're going to grab his arms down, and we're going to come up a little higher. Now if he starts to hold them, you just got to tell him to pretend like he has no arms. That's like this. That's a little different. So then we're going to take and put one hand on his lap so it's just not hanging there. And this is a stretch that you got to be really careful with, just like this. You take this hand and put back here, and I like to put my hand on the back and support the fingers. Now he's big. With some people like you, I do it like this. With him, I'm going to come in here. I'm really going to feel, and I'm not going to worry about pulling hard because I can hurt him really bad. This is a class 4 stretch. I'm just going to twist and really try to feel his body and feel his breath and feel him. If I go too far, he'll start to turn his whole body. He's got pretty good flexibility there. That's quite a bit of force. So you just go 1, 2, 3. Better to go not far enough than to go too far. Take it and lift it off. See, I'm using my whole arm. Grab the wrist, come to this side, support this, and just pull. Set it down, pick this one up, bring it behind his head, support the scapula. I always try to find where I'm not even pressing on 11115, but my presence is there, okay? 1, 2, 3. Take this off, come to this side, lock up, and twist. He goes, okay.
Don't hurt him.
I won't hurt him. Okay, now we're going to twist him. So I need to bring this hand over here. And this is a tricky move. You're going to push with this hand. You're going to push on the shoulder that's closest to you. You're going to step a little bit, reach way behind, not like this. Reach, okay? Step way out and turn. Like that. This does it, it just wrings the spine out. I taught everybody, worked in this warehouse in Anchorage for a while, and I taught all the warehouse workers to do this. The company gave me a bonus because their back injuries went way down. Because they'd come in every morning, they'd get their partner, they'd go like that. We're getting rubber out of him now. See, he's starting to slump.
Yeah.
So if you want to get really dynamic, you can do stuff like this and use your knees to get right in there, but not on the spine. And you can, I'm just kind of showing you this. I hardly ever do this. So we're going to lean him back into my, so he's back. Just lean back, just relax. Okay, there you go. Now I'm supporting him with my hip. And I'm going to come in and do face work and just squeeze along the face like this, okay? Anything that you're looking for, you're going to find. I mean, you're after pressure points, but you're using the side of your thumb to locate a spot the size of a quarter right there. It's pretty hard to miss it. And we're doing a stretch of the meridian. We're not doing real pressure point work. So we just grab hold of the chin, along the chin line, 2, 3, come out here, and get up here, and this always feels good, you know. You know how to do this. I'm not showing you anything you don't already know. It's just a position we're doing on a chair, okay? So you do that whatever 3 times, then you come right up under here. But we don't have anything to drag with, there's no oil, so we just use pressure. Works just as well. You go all the way out, okay? And you do this 3 times. And then we get up with our thumbs and we come right up under here, right along the edge of the eye socket there. We do that 3 times. Then we're going to come up to the eye, right underneath the eyebrow. And always right in here, always remember just to kind of sink and pull back on that a little bit. Because that's a major headache reduction right there. From this. People go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bright lights, you know, anger, you know, cash machine pissing you off.
I mean, I was massaging a lady one time doing the face thing, and you know how they're melted by then. You got you're doing their face, and she was still like this. I would love to have known how to do that.
You just pull right back in here and you just get them. Doing the face gig with the hot steamy towels sucks it right out of them. They'll fall in love with you every time. And then you come up and do the 3rd eye. And usually there's enough oil on somebody's forehead that you can drag out. But you can pressure, just use pressure. And then when you get out to the temple, you do the temple. When you do the temple, you just kind of come off like this. And then you come back and do this again. But when you stop doing the temple, just go like that. And you go, oh, that was cool. And then from here, you're doing this, and you got the ears. You know how to do ears?
You do the ears really good, though. I pull, and
I start off like this.
And then you.
I hold them, and then I start working them.
I've learned that today. That was good.
Okay, I just work them.
Nice.
I don't like to glide on the ears. I'll wipe the oil off my body first. So we do the ears here. See, with paying, you'd come up the outside edge of the ear. This is a finesse thing. You stay out near the outside, you come up to the top, then you move in a little bit and you go down. Okay? And then you come into the way inside and you come up. That's what I do different. And then the other thing I do is I'll spend a lot of time back in here. This is a real sensual area to work on people. You know? They have to be pretty trusting. To work in the back of the ear like this on some people is like getting too close to their genitals.
Why is that?
Because it's just a real sensitive area. You know? And just down the front. And then from here you can use some of these closing things like Elaine does. You know, you can pull the sound out, you know. You can
incorporate.
Like this. This is a reverse from this. Like so. Now what am I going to do with this guy? He's asleep and he's leaning against me. He goes, you know.
Really?
What's really worse is I've had people faint. That's really a flatter. When somebody faints on you, you go, yeah, I'm good, you know. But what do you do with them? I mean, what would you do with a guy this size and he fainted? And this is going to happen to you, is you'd have to take this person like this and hold his chest, start hitting him in the back like that and working him and getting him going. Because it's scary. You know, I got some guy's arm, he goes, you know, I'm getting kind of, you're hanging onto his arm going, oh, Jesus. You know,
You just.
Hands on the back. And you already know this, and we just did it on the chair too. So sometimes when you're working on a person and they're plugging up, you know, and you're thinking, and what happens is you start going fast because they're going like that. So save the hands till the back. And all you got to do is like I showed you earlier, I'm just going to briefly go over this, is you're just right here with the hand, okay? And you can just do this and pull these out, okay? If you got oil in your hands, just get rid of it. Or just do oil, but you can do the hands up this way, and don't ever forget that, because I have people that would rather have their hands done this way and make this big dig in here and just twist and pull with your body.
I can't do that.
Yeah, it takes practice. What you want to do, Cindy, is you want to You want to get it right next to your arm, right by your body like this, okay? And lock in and hold real tight right in the bottom and just start twisting back and forth and turn your body so you're not pulling with your arm. Turn your body and hang on. Try to hang on. Turn your body, don't lean back. You got to turn. There you go.
Just like paddling your kayak with
They're just like that. Yeah. Just don't let your arm get away from your body. Lock that arm right next to your side. There you go.
Does that hurt your finger?
No, not as.
His grip is a lot tighter than yours, and it doesn't.
Here, let me have your hand. I'll show you. If I'm out here like this, that'll hurt. If I'm all the way to the bottom, it doesn't hurt because, see, oh, good. Because there's a little hollow spot right there.
Interesting.
Okay. So you want to get right in there.
It probably helps when you've got a little oil on too.
Well, not if you're going to do hands this way. It's better if your hands are dry. But they can have oil. They'll slip to you'll go like this, and you don't want to do that. I find myself going like this just to get the sweat out or oil. So anyway, so then you're going to do the hands and do this. And then this is a real nice move. This is real special. Just to cup this and do this. And you need to do it like this. And I'll tell you what, I flew from Dutch Harbor or from Anchorage, Alaska to San Francisco to give my sensei a massage, and I flunked because I held his hand like this. That's the only thing I did wrong in an hour, is I didn't hold it like this. You want to get way underneath like this. And then you just hold your hands level and lean forward.
Well, I'm holding it with that. For one thing, I've got the wrong hand.
Okay, we'll do this side.
Well, no, do it the way you were showing me originally.
What's the difference?
Well, I didn't know.
Okay, this will work.
Okay.
Okay, and you just sandwich his hand between yours, and then just lean towards his heart. Okay, and then back and come way down, and then come up again. Okay, and down. And if it's
pressing?
not, I hold it flat,
Stretching the inside of my wrist out.
stretching right here.
Like that?
Uh-huh.
Is he in your fingers, like the palm is in your...
No, I'm right on the palm of the hand. I'm squeezing this part. The fingers aren't what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to stretch this.
Yeah.
The carpal tunnels, and so instead of going like this, digging in deep and working your thumbs, you use the palm of your hand. That's better. Yeah. Yeah, and then you just bring it up. Here's another little, this is a little bonus part here. You go like this and kind of work this down like that, because sometimes it'll lock, it'll catch, and it's almost painful. So you kind of make these little motions and come down. And you do that however many times, 3, 5, 7, and then come.
Have it? Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then you come down and switch your hands and put your thumbs right on the carpal tunnel in this bottom line here, and you want to bend in with these fingers, pull with the thumbs, and pull his whole arm towards you and just shake it a little bit. You want to get kind of low and kind of roll that in. Yeah, like that. Now we want to work the back of the arm, and with that hand, grab his wrist and lay it right down here. Now it's going to be up. This is the thing about humans, is that it's just in our how we're made. We got this. You don't want to lay that flat; it'll hurt. So you kind of got to put your arm in there and support, and lock your arm right by your body, and just press on that shoulder.
That's pain in that shoulder.
Which one?
Both of them, actually.
Okay.
And you know what it is? It's this part that's up off the ground is being held up by this.
Right.
Surprisingly enough.
You can do it like this.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then you just want to work down the arm like this, just on a natural breath. You know, a lot of people, they got to go, I can't deal with that. I got to do things naturally, you know. You just go down, and then you're going to come down into here. You just got to kind of support this. You can always take little towels or something and put under here. I do that a lot. And these little round things that are black. And then you get to there. And I don't like leaving an arm like this. It's really uncomfortable. It's going to fall off of there. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So we got to put it down though for a bit. It could go up here. Well, we're going to pull the sheet down just for the sake of well, no, not necessarily. No. Leave it up here. I want to work this person's stomach and they have clothes on or a sheet, but I want to work on their stomach and they don't mind me touching them. They just don't want to be exposed, because that's a lot of it. You start exposing them, they start feeling nervous. They don't know you, their body doesn't know you, their body's saying, who the hell is this? They were born in a society where touching is evil, except to beat somebody or have sex with them. So they don't understand what love is really all about. So what you want to do is you want to find this person's rib cage, and you want to come down and find their hip bones, okay? And you want to make a mental note of where these things are. This is real defined, it's real easy to see.
It's just in my palm.
Okay, some people don't have that. So even when I pull the sheet down, let me borrow this for a second. When I pull the sheet down, how far do I go with it? I bring my thumbs right there and I find their hip bones, because otherwise you can be going, well, where should I be? And they're feeling more uncomfortable. I come down here, and once I find that, I actually make a little motion down, security, and I go like that. That way they know that I tuck that sucker in there, and that's my I don't have to be forceful about it, but I'll bring that sheet down and I go like this. And then people are comfortable with that. But we're going to work through the clothes on this, just because it's easy to do. So you find these points here, and by doing this, it lets this person know that you've established your own boundary. Okay. Now the other thing I want to do is find his belly button. I don't want him ticklish, so I just drag my hand across this way. It's right there. Because if you start going like this, that's one of those things you really want to avoid, because it's not even that they think anything's going on, but deep down inside they start coming up. Time to take a look at what's going on before I go, oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're relaxed. They're in that state.
And protection is a natural thing that we do in our society. So I just go like this. Now I know where his belly button is. So I want to work the kidney meridian, and I cut my fingers right underneath his belly button like this. And I just roll my hand back and forth as I press down. And if these muscles start to tense up a little bit, they might have gas. They might be uncomfortable, might have back pain. This is really good for back work, but people don't understand it, because what holds up your back is your stomach muscles. Okay, so you just do this a little bit, and then we're going to come out and we're going to do an examination of the stomach. We're going to press right down in here in the ileocecal valve. Sometimes people go, oh, like that. Then what you do is you just do this. Just massage. The ileocecal valve is stuck open. It's real common.
What is it?
It's where all your food enters into your stomach. There's a little flap valve there, and it will stick open. So you do that, just about like that. Then you come back and you press again. You'll find that they have no pain anymore. So you just fix their ileocecal valve. And then, see, you're going to have to find it, so it's okay. And here's the rib cage. You want to come down underneath and stick your fingers right up underneath his ribs like that. Some people will be sensitive. If they've been out partying the night before, when you do this one here, you're going to feel their liver hanging right down there, and they go, ah. You go, oh, been out drinking? Uh-huh. Well, then they think yeah, I do. I said, you out drinking last night? Oh, yeah, man. Then they think you really know something, because you put your hand on them until they've been drinking.
Like they don't drink every night.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So then, yeah.
Say that to everybody.
So then you come up here and you go up towards the heart. Okay?
Sternum?
Yeah, right underneath it.
Away from that, aren't
No, you're down pretty low. You just got to worry about here. And besides, you're not hitting it or pushing it in. You're going down and going up. And then come down and do the same thing over here on the spleen, like this. There's a lot more to that. Actually, you're working the gallbladder, the liver, the spleen on both sides of this meridian work you're doing. Then you come down into the side over here on the descending colon. Then you come where his hip bone is, you come right down right here in the small intestines. People will, about 50% of the time, be sore right there. That means they're not digesting properly, or they haven't drinking enough water. Then you come in here and hit the bladder, okay? And then you actually, over here, you're going to hit the small intestine meridian again. But one of the bonus points of this is that it's also pushing on the appendix. Now, if this person has in the beginnings of a problem with their appendix, it's going to hurt. And so you just sort of back off and go, oh, I'm sorry. We're going to work on this person's stomach. We always do it in this direction, clockwise. If a person is constipated, this will aid in constipation. If they have loose bowels, you go the other way, okay? But this is just on a normal daily routine basis. You want to do this. We're just digging in and rolling instead of doing this because we have no oil.
Right.
And we can do this on bare skin too, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, so we want to do that like 3 times. And then we're going to reach under and pull up.
Is that kind of like icing the cake?
Yeah, kind of. You could do that here too. You could actually do that without pulling if you wanted to. I've done this one too. But this is just kind of a lift. You do that 2-3 times. It's kind of a hard one, you know.
For me, it would be.
Yeah, then don't do it.
I'd have to do icing the cake.
Yeah, don't do it. But you can also always do icing the cake like this too. You don't. In shiatsu, it would be done this way. Same move. You're just not brushing them. And then when you're done, just rub this. There's the stomach a little bit. And the stomach's done. Okay. So you could come along here on your back and shoulder routine and do this sort of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. You can come back down here to the clavicle. 1.
Now what are you doing? Pushing or pulling?
Squeezing.
Squeezing.
Squeezing. Okay. You can do that 3 times if you wanted to. Do this. So now we just added some dry technique. And then you could come back over and you could oil your hands and you could work this out. Because the shiatsu you can press pretty deep. Then they get sore, then you come back and smooth them out, they feel pretty good.
Can you do this technique again? I don't know that I do that with any kind of, I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing on that.
If they're not moaning,
Scratching my butt.
if they're not moaning, then you need to. Okay, now see, right off I start off on the wrong hand. I do this all the time. So I just move in like this. It's only a mistake if I go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I came in, I like to have my thumb hand pointing down. Okay, so I want to come, I'm going to work right in here. So I want to come right here. And this hand is working, but it's a traction. This is the work over here. And sometimes you want to come down right straight up and over. The body will tell you what you need to do, or they may tell you, and you can come down in like this.
I think I'm too high up on the body when I'm doing it.
You want to be right. You want to be right over it. Oh, yeah. You want to be right down here. See, you don't. He's pretty bony. You want to be right down in here below this. Well, he's a pretty thin guy. You know, I'm not giving you a bad time. It's just it's a body type. See, and so you want to be right in the pec muscle, right in here. It's the same as the fingers. I'm going to get way in here and I'm going to stir the tea with my elbow. Okay, I don't use my fingers. I use my elbow and my wrist. And I'm just going to go out here. I'm just going to pull that toe and then I'm going to sink into the next one. Nice and deep. Way down here as much as I can get. Okay, the deeper you get, you got to be right where the phalanges join with the toe. So you can't miss it if you dig deep. And you just work those up, and the meridians run on the sides of the toes, right here. And that's what you're after.
Can you tell me what a meridian is?
A meridian is a line of energy. It's like a blood vessel, but it's invisible. But, and they connect acupuncture point. They're the connection between the acupuncture points of your body. They're meridians, and so they're just lines of energy flow. Like it'll run this way, come up under here, and up this way. This is your triple heater. Your bladder meridian will run here, like this, right up the center of your And within that is these major pressure points that are called SUBOs, T-S-U-B-O. So, does that make any sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Anyway, so you do this to all the toes, okay? You do the toes, and then you take your finger from the outside in and put it up underneath the toes this way, okay? And then take your hand and roll it down over your toes. And then you just bend them back. You stick your fingers right in there, and then you just turn it and do this. 2. 3. Grab the heel and the foot and twist it.
What do you mean?
I'm just twisting his foot.
Okay, so the hand on the heel is just supporting the foot,
Yeah,
basically?
and then
Okay.
come back to here and then see I got full contact. I'm not doing any of this kind of stuff. I want full contact, call it no air. Just like that. And you take this heel like this and you press that out. In, out, in. Now, in my normal massage, now I'd go here, here, and I'd work this really nice after I did that shiatsu treatment to it. And then I'd come off, and then I'd go do my leg.
That's probably when this girl was listening about it.
You use a chair a lot, then.
Like feet, it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, feet and face you gotta sit down to do. In ancient Japan and ancient China, people weren't allowed to touch anything but the hands and feet of the royal women. So they developed the Zoku Shindo, Japanese foot massage, mostly as a diagnosis. East Asian reflexology is the oldest known form of manual healing and diagnosis that's written down. It's over 5,000 years old. And you can tell a lot. I'm starting to get the hang of it. You can tell a lot about a person from their feet, about their health.
Have you done reflexology classes at all? No, you're kind of tractioning there, top and bottom?
No, I'm just kind of supporting.
No, I mean with your top.
These?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going in. You're just squeezing the webs, you know. I have a whole routine that I do, but I'm just kind of freelancing this. That foot will be different than this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to drain that stuff intake, you know?
Right here.
Take care of some stuff.
could you get a glass of water for Dad?
And then you want to come right up under the ball of the foot. It's called, actually it's right there, it's called the center of the foot. It's the center of your being. See that? So see, I got this like negative response.
Yeah.
So he's being affected. Whatever is going on with him, every time he takes a step on that foot, he's agitating whatever's going wrong because he walks on his feet. Without a good foundation, you got no house, you know. And we're strange enough creatures anyway. So, like I said before, so now that I got that, I want to just kind of ease on it. I want to start out easy and slow down from there. So I just kind of press a little bit, nice and soft, about half the pressure that I started with. And I'm not pushing with my thumb. I'm holding that, and I'm using this, okay? Then I'm going to come off, and I just slow everything down, slow my heart rate down and everything. Amazing.
What?
Well, these guys that invent this stuff, you know, it's just like, and I'm just a guy, you know, I'm just a bozo diesel mechanic who likes to do this. You know, I learned this stuff, and I'm always amazed when you go, you know, you can touch somebody once and they jump, and you come back and you just breathe into it and slow down, slow your heart rate down, slow your breath down, and then just lean into it, and you get 3 times the pressure, and they don't even know you're doing it. And you go, oh, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, you know.
So you put more pressure on it?
Yeah, it's just like I start off and I push and he goes, ow, so I back off and I just kind of regroup myself and just lean in real soft like, you know, and then come back and just go in a little deeper and, you know, just really, really, really get right down in there and just pull real hard on it.
Yeah, it's amazing. You didn't feel any pain at all.
Yeah.
I could tell from your hand pressure on top of my foot that it was more pressure than the original.
It'll take a while to develop that little technique.
A little speed technique? Yeah. These are easy. These are easy compared to this one.
Because you gotta get the fingers.
You gotta go fast and slow and do 2 different motions.
You can leave that door open.
And then you're doing all this other stuff. So you can do that to the foot too. I mean, it's a face thing, but you can do it to the foot. This with the foot, what I'm trying to accomplish with the foot is just to stimulate the foot and stimulate some points and warm it, you know. Now if you take somebody's foot, you're working on somebody's foot, and he has really nice feet. Look at that. They're nice and smooth and clean. I like that. If they have lots of cracks and stuff in here, they're probably going to have back problems. If they have big calluses and stuff in here, plantar's warts, anything that causes you to stand wrong on your foundation, you know, knock the corner out from your house and see what happens, you know. It's the same thing. So you can, if a person, like if I see big calluses here and cracks, I mention to the person they need to really take better care of their feet and work on those with a pumice and maybe get some oil or jojoba extract and work on their feet on a regular basis and soften them up. Oh, it's always been like that. I have that blah, blah. Well, how long has your back been bad? Well, I can't. Because if I take a thumbtack and stick it right there and I say walk around, he'll limp. And I don't know why that is. So what a callus does, he has a little bit of a callus here, is a callus causes you abnormal pressure on pressure points in your foot, and then it causes you to not stand correctly. And then your back bothers you, and your hamstrings get tight, and your calves get tight, and your neck hurts. And all that was really wrong with it is somebody stuck a thumbtack in your shoe. You know, that's just kind of a metaphor, but that's the truth.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I love it.
They're always